Hey guys, it's Mike Chen. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. Hope everyone's having an amazing food-filled holiday season. And as we say goodbye to 2023, I wanted to take a look back at some of the tastiest moments of this year. So here are my top 10 eats for 2023. And before getting to that, I just want to give a big thank you and shout out to the sponsor of this video, AG1. I've been taking AG1 for several years now. I can say without a doubt, one of the best decisions I made for my health ever. I've never been good about taking vitamins. I never know exactly what to take, so I end up just getting a bunch of different bottles that are expensive. It's a hassle to manage, to refill, but now every single morning, one scoop or travel pack of AG1, put it in my travel bottle, 8 to 12 ounces of water. I use sparkling when I can, shake it up, and drink. And that right there gives me a science-driven formulation of 75 vitamins, minerals, probiotics, whole foods sourced nutrients. Basically, it covers my nutritional basis. And because I eat a lot, gut health is really important to me. And AG1, like I said, has prebiotics, probiotics, plant-based enzymes that helps with digestion and overall gut health. There's also magnesium, B vitamins that help support sustained energy throughout the day without the caffeine crash you get from coffee. Also, I really don't like eating fruit, but this gives me my daily dose of vitamin C, zinc, functional mushrooms, and more to support my overall immune health. Since I have incorporated this into my morning routine, I feel better, I have more energy. I got a subscription for my parents as well. Now they take it every day. So if you want to give it a try, go to my link down below and you'll get a 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, which is really important to support your immune health, and 5 free travel packs with your order. I do want to say that I went to a lot of amazing food places this past year, so trying to narrow that to 10 was extremely difficult. It's like going to an amazing buffet, but you only get to eat 10 things. Also, since I already did a video on the best buffets in the world, I'm not going to include them on this list. So let's get started with number 10. Nestled in the heart of Austin, Texas, KG Barbecue really isn't just your typical Texas barbecue joint. Now, I love traditional Texas barbecue. I love it. But here, Chef Kareem blends the rich flavors of his Egyptian heritage with the classic techniques of Texas barbecue, creating a dining experience that's really both familiar and wonderfully exotic. During my visit, Chef Kareem took me behind the scenes to reveal the artistry behind his fusion creations.
These are lamb bacon ribs, really nice and fatty of the belly fat. Over here we got our pomegranate pork ribs. As you can see, they are dry rubbed right now with coriander and fenugreek and oregano. And this is what they're gonna look like after they're glazed in our pomegranate barbecue sauce.
This is one of the most glorious spreads of barbecue I have ever encountered. It doesn't just smell good, it's absolutely beautiful. So Chef Kareem came to Texas from Egypt to learn about Texas barbecue, fell in love with Austin. The rest is delicious history. And all the classic barbecue items incorporates a ton of Mediterranean, Egyptian spices, ingredients. For example, this is one of the most popular food items here. It's a classic Texas brisket sitting on top of yellow rice, covered in tahini sauce and traditional Egyptian salad. Then on top of that, spiced nuts and dry fruits and pomegranate seeds. Here we have a traditional Egyptian salad, potato salad with beet to give it some pinkish color, cardamom pistachio rice pudding, which is an Egyptian sesame candy on top, and pistachios. These are pomegranate and za'atar glazed pork ribs. Za'atar is a very common spice found in Egypt. There's no salt on it, so it just adds a ton of fragrance and herby flavor. Fatty, juicy, and I mean juicy kofta, seasoned with mint and nutmeg. Let's start with the brisket. The toasted nuts, dried fruits, traditional Egyptian salad, and of course the juicy brisket smoked for 12 hours till it's perfectly buttery and melty and glistening. I love this so much. This is one of the greatest ways to eat beef brisket. This is more than a flavor bomb, this is a flavor nuke. Number 9, a traditional Jamaican breakfast at Arow Walks rest stop in Hanover, Jamaica. This was a place my friend and guide Daz took me, and this rest stop is really a little oasis where tradition and flavor merge in every single dish. When I arrived, they were heating up the pots for breakfast. Their menu is a celebration of Jamaican flavors, from steamed fish and brown stewed turkey neck to home-style chicken and vegetarian delights. Every day, giant pots of food are cooked over logwood and pimento wood fire, which is a tradition that not only imparts unique flavor, but also align with their philosophy of healthy and well-being. And watching the cooking process will definitely whet your appetite. And for me, that's especially true when the breadfruits start roasting on the fire. So I got pretty much a little bit of everything in this box. I got some cow foot, some stewed pork, stewed chicken. Oh my gosh, the fish. Deep fried first till it's perfectly crispy on the outside. Then it's stewed in some sort of brown gravy. There's steamed vegetables here called pak choy. There's curry chicken. And on the other plate, there is the roasted breadfruit. That's what I wanted to try the most. There's pumpkin, green bananas, boiled dumpling, there's sweet potatoes, there's yam. There's also a fried dumpling. Let's start with the cow foot. This is super, super tender and gelatinous-y looking. And look at this thing just jiggle around. That's so good. Beans, vegetables, and I love these little parts with the marrow inside. Look at that. It's gonna be some scrumptious beef butter. Oh, that's just the best part. Just being able to watch this cooking process is so interesting because most of the food is stewed with so much seasoning. The degree of sophistication when it comes to putting all the flavors together, incorporating so many different spices and vegetables, making it taste the way it does, it's a pure art. Dining here wasn't just a mere meal. It's really an experience in authentic Jamaican cooking right in the heart of nature. This was one of the most unique and delicious breakfast experiences I've ever been to. The people are also incredibly generous and nice, so if you ever find yourself in Hanover or Montego Bay, make sure to try this place out. And if you can, get there early, watch them cook breakfast. It's just gonna make it taste that much better. Next, at number 8 in my top food experiences of 2023, Funi Ramen in Tokyo, Japan. This is a place that really redefined the ramen game with its unique and rich skemen. Funi's skemen soup is a culinary masterpiece, combining chicken bones, sardines, bonito flakes, kelp. It's really a labor of love and is boiled for 8 hours, filtered for 6, and then matured for a full day. And you can taste all that from the first slurp. First of all, the noodles are so perfectly chewy. The flavor of the dipping broth, it's just like a thick, rich umami of this. There's pork in here, there's nori, there's bamboo, and I always will recommend getting skimmin if you're ever in Tokyo. I mean, I like a traditional bowl of ramen, but skimming is just so much better in terms of texture. So they put the chashu right into this dipping broth right here. So tender. Number 7, conch salad at Willie D's in Nassau, Bahamas. This was my first time in the Bahamas trying a conch salad, and after the first bite, I was hooked. And for the next couple days, proceeded to order conch salad pretty much every single chance I got. The freshness of the Bahamian conch salad is really unparalleled. Conch is sourced straight from the waters, ensuring that each bite is as fresh as can be. And the conch salad I had was a vibrant mix of freshly diced conch, ripe tomatoes, crisp onions, bell peppers. There's fresh fruits like mangoes, pineapples, strawberries, all brought to life with a citrus zing and a ton of heat. Also, the first day, I accidentally ordered 2 thinking it was gonna be kind of small. Don't do that. If you go to Willie D's, the conch salad is ginormous. Also, locals that I met there told me that is the place they always go to as well. Anyway, the tender conch mixed with all that fruit and citrus was just an explosion of flavor. And watching the conch salad come together, it's an experience in itself. This is 100% a must try if you are ever in the Bahamas. Number 6, the Coconut Club in Singapore. This is the place that really redefined the traditional nasi lemak experience. Nasi lemak is one of my favorite foods. It's one of the first dishes I've ever tried when I went to Singapore, and I absolutely fell in love with it. Now, normally nasi lemak is a pretty inexpensive dish, and the Coconut Club is known for its upscale version of nasi lemak. It's served with spiced organic chicken and a rich coconut rice, prepared using a custom-built cold press machine. I really didn't know what to expect for a fancy nasi lemak, but this was absolutely mind-blowing. This is the first time I'm having a Michelin nasi lemak. My mouth is watering non-stop. I'm smelling the sambal. I'm smelling those fried chili crumbs, the fried chicken. This fried chicken is just beautiful. Look at that golden skin. perfectly fried. That thing is gonna be so scrumptious and crunchy on the outside. Oh, it smells so good. Oh, God. My first bite of food back in Singapore. I always have super high expectations for that first bite. And this, wow. This chicken is just perfection. The flavor is mind-blowing. Thin layer of crispy skin on the outside, just covering up all that delicious, juicy, tender meat. In one bite, you will fall in love with the flavor. It's marinated in this amazing blend of spices that's gonna make you wanna pretty much just never stop eating this. That is some exquisite fried chicken. Next bite, take some of the chicken, get some of the chili crumbs, get a bunch of that coconut rice. This is a game changer of a coconut rice. I think this is my favorite nasi lemak in Singapore. The rice is so fluffy. These little fried chili crumbs, there's so much heat. But through all that, you definitely taste that coconut. I love these little fried chili crumbs because they have a little bit of char, so you get that tiny bit of bitterness and crunch with your bite. Next up, just gonna combine everything together. Gotta get a bite with everything. Chicken, peanuts, anchovies, eggs. I love absolutely everything about this nasi lemak. The ingredients are amazing. Sometimes you get nasi lemak, sometimes a little crispy anchovies might be a little stale, or the peanuts might be a little stale. None of that here. Coming in at number 5 on my list is my all-you-can-eat Brazilian barbecue dream come true. I went to Barbacoa in Sao Paulo, which was pretty much like stepping into a Brazilian barbecue fairy tale where every night a parade of perfectly cooked meats on skewers dance endlessly to your table until you just cry out for mercy. I love all-you-can-eat Brazilian barbecue buffets. Always wanted to try it at its source in Brazil, and this place was just pure magic. This medallion that starts and stops your meat parade. First time I've ever seen that's not a piece of cardboard. So let the meat parade begin. First 2 cuts, I got a lamb rib and a piece of sirloin and a couple different types of rice. Wow. The rice that's more yellow is stewed with little pieces of beef that is not only delicious, it is spicy. This is like some sort of super spicy fried rice. Wow. And look at how perfectly cooked that lamb is. That juice is just dying to flow out. Nice amount of fat right by the bones. Oh, wow. This is the juiciest, most tender, and again, the juiciest, like a waterfall of juiciest lamb rib I've ever had in my life. This is unbelievable how much juice is in here. Oh my gosh, especially that fattier part right by the bone where it's extra charred. That part is just the best. Picanha, the best cut of meat at any Brazilian barbecue. Oh my gosh. I've been to a lot of Brazilian barbecues. That is the most melt in your mouth piece of picanha I've ever had. This thing is so beautifully charred. Got that great smoky flavor. Of course, that little piece of fat. The piece with the fat is just the best. They just brought over another cut of picanha. And this one's a little medallion. Look at this. Oh, look at all that juice. This looks like it's cooked to absolute perfection. Oh my God. The juiciest steak I've ever had at a Brazilian barbecue, hands down. And right now the meat just keeps coming. I got a piece of flank steak here. It's more lean, but man, this thing is tender and juicy. At number 4, we're zooming into the taco heartland of Los Angeles at Villas Tacos. Now imagine a smoky blue halo around a tinted stand, or even from a half a block away, you can smell the mesquite wood. That's Villas Tacos for you. And when you're walking towards it, it's like being pulled by a gravitational force. And here, Victor Villa and his team, a mix of family and friends, are turning out these blue core masa wonders topped with everything from chorizo to ranchera asada. Beef just came off the grill. calling that piece of beef tender will be insulting its tenderness. The marinade is so good. That piece is smoky, it's charred to perfection. All I'm thinking about after putting that piece in my mouth, I can't wait to get more.
We make it in-house, so that's what's special about this chorizo. We make it from scratch, and then we put it in the casing. Our meat, we also marinate it in-house, and the chicken is also marinated in-house.
Chorizo. Oh my gosh. Homemade chorizo too. Oh, that's so meaty and good. That is a juicy, juicy piece of chicken. Oh, it's so juicy. It's such a nice char on the outside. So this is the queso taco trio. This is what they recommend I get. Just look at the beautiful colors. And a queso taco, a layer of grilled cheese on the outside, their famous blue handmade tortilla right above that. This is the chicken one right here. There's onions, cilantro, cheese. Another great thing about this place, the guacamole never costs you extra. This is a very fully loaded taco. Look at that. Tell me that's not making you hungry right now. So my mistake, the tortilla is actually on the outside with a layer of grilled cheese right above that. Are you kidding me with this thing? It's unreal. It's some of the best tacos I've ever had in my life. This is crazy. Mind-blowing. Punch me, slap me in the face multiple times, delicious. Wow. I mean, the meat, when I tasted it, was already crazy good. Inside, there's a layer of beans as well, so much cheese. The guac gives it a nice creamy texture. I'm just gonna put some of the delicious biscuits, pickled onions in here, just to give it some crunch. And I got some of the homemade salsa as well. Chicken, like I told you guys, so tender, so tender. There's so much I want to say about this taco, but I feel like it doesn't do justice for how good it is. The tortilla with a slight hint of sweetness, the crusty grilled cheese, the tender chicken, the creamy beans, and the delicious guac. Every part of this is masterful, masterful. In such a loaded taco with so many different types of flavors and textures. I don't think I've ever had a taco like this before. The beef is so tender, so tender, so tender. One bite, you can tell that's some quality beef. The salsa they make here, that's delicious as well. This is something I want to eat every single day of my life. Every single day. I'm so sad I only have one taco left. This is the chorizo. That's a melt in your mouth, pure flavor. Chorizo is so smoky as well. I don't think I've ever been so hypnotized by a taco before. And I hate myself because I'm leaving Los Angeles tomorrow. I don't think I can bear the thought of my life without this taco in it. If you are in Los Angeles, if you ever come to Los Angeles, this should be one of the top spots on your list. Next, coming in at number 3 on my list is a London hidden gem, Streatham Kitchen. My friend Shane from Burgers and Beats took me to this place. By the way, Burgers and Beats, another amazing place. Best burger in London. He showed me this local hidden gem run by Chef Fernandez. This place, every single bite, the flavor just sends a shockwave through your body. All right, this next dish, and this is freshwater prawns from Spain. What's these called?
Carabineros.
And their cover looks like some fried garlic chips. I don't know what the green sauce is on top, but I'm excited to find out.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my gosh, this smells so good. Holy. How do you do it?
Break the head.
Yeah,
Suck the
you
juice.
suck the juice, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's the best part.
That's a friendship make it or break it
Yeah,
moment
break
right
it.
there.
Yeah.
This looks so freaking fresh. There we go. That is exactly where all the flavor and the prawn reside.
The shell is super soft.
There's a lot of meat on this prawn. A lot of beautiful looking meat. Wow.
That is seriously good. So creamy.
Yeah, it's creamy, it's soft, amazingly succulent, and the sauce. I mean, it's garlicky, savory, it's great. But again, it's not like we're tasting only the sauce.
Yeah.
The prawn flavor is intact.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. Oh, again, masterfully done.
Right. So you have some wild scallops. Those types of scallops are not easy to find. The octopus is from Galicia, from Spain. The prawns are from Argentina. Tuna from the Indian Ocean. Everything fresh. Enjoy, guys. Bon appetit.
Thank you so much. Thank you. As I was saying, Shane, I think you massively undersold this platter.
Yeah.
Maybe you've been hanging around your steak too much,
Yeah, I mean-
and everything looks small to you.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, can you tell me what all this is?
You've got the Galician pulpo, the Galician octopus. So you've got the large scallops, the Argentinian prawns, the whole sea bass.
Yes.
And then you've got the Indian Ocean tuna.
Tuna. How do we even begin? How? There should be an instruction manual
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
that shows up.
Yeah.
So just
Yeah.
lemon on
Squeeze
everything.
away.
I'm just gonna go for something less intimidating. So I'm just gonna grab a fry. So octopus. Oh, that looks tender.
Very tender.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, buddy. You taste the subtle sweetness of the octopus, but the texture is what's crazy about this. You barely need to chew. Wow, this is so good.
We were speaking in the kitchen about,
Yeah.
obviously, Carhu's use of the Josp oven. So it's a wood fire oven manufactured in Catalonia,
Yeah.
in Spain. The use of the encina wood and everything. And encina wood, again, from Spain, but it just gives that kind of, sweet smokiness.
And that's just the most perfect thing. Let's rescue this tuna. This tuna's about to fall off. Just from you cut slicing into the octopus and the tuna.
Falling off.
Yeah, you can see how tender this is
Yeah.
already.
Cheers.
That is really smoky. Tender tuna and just loads of juice on the inside. You can taste the freshness. You can taste that delicious sweet tuna flavor.
You want to go for a scallop?
I want to go for a scallop so bad. And this is by far the biggest scallops I've ever seen in my life. Look at the size of this. And it's cooked with some rosemary. You can tell right away this is gonna be succulent and falling apart when it goes in your mouth.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Super sweet.
Wow. This is the greatest scallop ever.
Yes, it is.
And this sauce, little vinegar, olive oil, herbs, again, that beautiful smoky flavor in the most succulent scallop on this planet, maybe. I don't know. I personally have no idea what Ariel's complaining about wanting to come on the surface. I mean, I bet she can have this anytime she wants.
Yeah.
I'll trade my legs for this.
Yeah.
A lifetime eating these scallops, you can have my legs. So these are Argentinian prawns. Really sweet.
Super sweet, super meaty.
The shrimp natural umami in this
Yeah.
is off the hook. Coming in at number 2, this was a once-in-a-lifetime culinary experience for me. And it was at Kuku Ginza in Tokyo. Now, I do want to say that if you don't like crab, this place is not for you. But if you do, stepping into Kitafuku is like walking into a different world. One where king crab rules supreme. Here, the crab isn't just a dish, it's the start of a 2-hour gastronomic show and is performed by a chef tableside. I mean, if you thought Mr. Crab had the ultimate crab setup, prepare to be amazed. First crab dish, crab sashimi. And the crab meat is just draped over straw tent looking thing. I think it's just really just kind of get the excess water out of the crab meat. And the chef said just to eat it like this, dip it in the soy sauce. I never had crab sashimi before. Wow, that's tender. Oh, okay. The sashimi crab, like I said, I've never had it before. That's the crab at its absolute sweetest and most tender. And this is the shabu crab. So part of the crab is cooked to rare. And the chef says just to eat this on its own with no soy sauce or salt. Same amount of sweetness and a slightly firmer texture. That's almost like eating two completely different crabs. The chef's gonna take these 3 crab legs and put it back into the shabu and cook it to medium rare. And what's amazing is he's cooking a lot of this just by hand, holding the hand over the boiling shabu. And now the crab meat is cooked to a perfect medium rare. The texture is unreal. It's like I've never had king crab before today. And the rest of the legs is removed, and then the meat is lifted off the shell a little bit and placed back onto the grill. And now it's sitting in my plate. Perfectly grilled king crab. A little bit of citrus, orange juice to put on the crab. Everything gotta happen in the last 10 minutes. He is lightning speed in preparing the king crab because there's a finite amount of time before the meat changes a bit. So to get the sweetest, most tender, the best out of the king crab, you gotta eat everything right away. Wow. I've had king crab plenty of times in my life. This is like having it again for the first time. You taste that awesome smoke from the barbecue. I've had king crab in shabu before. I've had king crab off the grill before. It's never been this naturally sweet. It's never been this naturally tender. This might just be the ultimate king crab experience. Also, while I was eating this, the head and the body of the crab was taken into the kitchen and is being boiled. And now it's back at the table. This is the heart of the king crab. And there's some ginger and vinegar sauce to dip it in. Wow. Very meaty. That's definitely not what I expected. Good amount of umami flavor. And this is the front of the crab right here. The texture is definitely different than the leg part. It's still soft, a bit more of the chew than the legs. There's so much umami. This may not be the sweetest part of the crab or the most tender part of the crab. It is definitely the most tasty part of the crab. The meat right inside the body and all that guts and innards just has so much flavor. It's pretty much the essence of the crab. A lot of that stuff are parts that usually restaurants would just throw away. That's the best part. And then what chef did was pretty much take out all the joints of the crab and scrape out all the meats from the joints. Look at this. This is all joint meat right here. There's a lot of meat in the joints. Holy moly. Whoa. Switching from crab innards back to the meats from the joints and legs, and again, surprised me by how sweet this is. The natural sweetness of the crab will shock you. It's so amazing. Finally, at number 1, a place that makes me want to visit Phoenix, Arizona every single day. Kebab Grill and Go. This place, as soon as you step inside, it's clear you're in for something extraordinary. The air is filled with the aroma of spices and grilling meat, which really is a smell. I wish somebody would just bottle and call it like Grill number 5 or something. Here, the kebabs are marinated and skewered, then roasted over live charcoal by Chef Tony, who's one of the nicest person I ever met. And the result, some of the best barbecue I've ever had. I mean, I had a giant platter of food sitting in front of me, and everything from the meats to the rice to the sauce and the side dishes, absolutely perfect. What you got going on over here?
I have thigh, I have pork ribs, I have black Angus kubidek.
And then you use what kind of, just wood charcoal?
Mesquite.
Mesquite?
Oh yeah.
Look at the feast I'm about to embark on right now. And the meat just looks mesmerizing. Everything looks charred to absolute perfection. Look at that beautifully roasted jalapeno, serrano, roasted tomatoes just bursting with juice. I also got some eggplant salad, some chimichurri, there's some yogurt sauce to dip the meat in, and Shirazi salad. And this is again made in-house. Eggplant salad is so good. Zesty, smoky eggplant with a good amount of acid. This is gonna go so well with the meat. The Shirazi salad is amazing. Big chunks of tomatoes, onions, cucumbers. You can tell right away. All this is gonna go so good with the meat. Let me just cut a piece of this pork. If this is a food dream, may I never wake up, never. This is some of the greatest barbecue anywhere. Holy moly, this is good. I thought this was gonna be too much food. I don't think so. Oh man, this is amazing. The pork, so juicy, with that delicious char on the outside. Also, every time I chew, it's like I open a floodgate on this pork. The sauce that's added inside is Tony's secret recipe. That thing is savory, it's buttery, little bit of a bite, so much flavor in that sauce. Chase it with some rice and grilled jalapenos. This is way too good. If I lived in Phoenix, I'd be here all the time. I just get one of these trays every day for lunch. And as good as the pork is, eating it all together, like Tony recommended, it's just the best way to do it. Take a bite of pork, you can take a bite of the jalapeno, serrano peppers for some added smokiness or heat. It also acts as a bit of a palate cleanser. This is such a gem of a place. I mean, there's a lot of dipping sauce here. I haven't even used it yet. Honestly, you don't really need it. It's that good on its own. Chicken thigh. Oh my gosh, it's so crazy. There's definitely a lot of herbs and spices that's put into that house-made sauce. You can definitely taste it in the chicken thigh. Again, just like the pork, uber tender, super juicy. Every bite, you get that tiny hint of bitterness from the char, and so much smoke. I love everything that's in this plate. Everything serves a purpose. The onions, the tomatoes, the rice. I keep trying to remind myself to use the sauce, and I keep forgetting because every single meat tastes so good on its own. Oh, that kebab is delicious. Minced Angus, beautifully tender. There's a lot of spice in here. You can see the juiciness inside the kebab. Try that. Chase it with some tomatoes. Jalapenos. There's no exaggeration to say this might be too good. I'll sit here and eat this whole plate. So those are my top 10 favorite eats of the year. And as we step into 2024, may your tables be filled with love, laughter, and of course, tons of amazing food. And a huge thank you to everybody for joining me on this crazy food adventure over the past several years. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Until we eat again in the new year, see you later.